king. Unbelievable. Another nighttime king. Okay, so I got one that was late, and this one is even later. Like literally on the... You know something, I'm going to have a bit of trouble washing this fish up. It's so micro flat, less than half a metre. I'm going to have to wash it up to that lower ledge and actually scurry down to that lower ledge. Okay, here comes a wave, I think. Barely seen in the darkness. Here we go. There you go. Isn't that funny? A little king. Probably, it's unlikely it's legal, but I'm going to go and check it out, measure it up. Probably about 63 centimetres, I guess. Incredible. It was seriously dark along this fish. Quite funny. I'm going to go and measure it up. Anyway, back in it goes. Anyway, I released that king. You've got to release it. It's undersized, just release it. If it's bleeding, release it. It's just the way it is. It's just one of those unfortunate things. Several years ago, they used to be 60 centimetres. Now they're 65. You know, I couldn't get the hook out, so I just cut the line. I didn't try and yank it out or anything. I kept it alive in the pool first, and then I released it. I made sure it hit the water. We'll catch that king another time. Let's get back out there. Oh, just jumped Sambo. If it jumps, it's probably a salmon. Oh! Maybe it wasn't a salmon. It might have been a tailor. A whopping tailor. Now that fish jumped and I swore it was a salmon. Bit me off. I tell you what, it was taking a long line, and even though I'm using 12, I reckon it's at least a couple of kilo tailor. So out with the gang hooks, I think. Okay, I've got a set of gangs now. See how I go. Could have just been one tailor. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to find out. Here we go. Up here. Oh, mine's down here. There you go, nice trevally, beautiful. I think the last fish I lost was a big tailor. It jumped out of the water. I thought it might have been a salmon. Then it bit me off, and I felt the fray on the end of my line there, so it was certainly a tailor. Salmon have got a padded mouth, so they don't bite you off. Tailor have not got a padded mouth, they've got very sharp teeth. Anyway, nice trevally, bit of sashimi for later. Beautiful. Oh, blurter. Big blurter. See, it's like 1.5 kilos fish. Beautiful fish. You know, you're leaving a trevally on whole fish, like a whole gang pilly. But preferably, if you're fishing for a trevally, fish with a single hook. Anyway, there you go. not gaining any line on this fish. Woo. Oh. Quite a good fish. Yes! Woo! It's a good snapper. I thought it was bouncing a bit like a snapper. Good red, isn't it? Wow! Oh, you're right. Go quick. Beautiful. How good is it? That's about a 50 centimetre snapper. Whoa, look at that. It'd be over 50 centimetres, I reckon, that fish. On a gang pilly under a float. See the bycatch you catch. That is fantastic. I thought it was bouncing like a snapper. I thought, I didn't want to say anything. But no, it can't be a snapper. I was thinking to myself, it was. Sensational. How good's that? I reckon it'd be, I don't even want to estimate the size. I reckon well over 50. But let's go and check it out. Basically just barely on 50. Right on 50 centimetres. How good's that? Beautiful Sydney rock snapper. Wonderful. What a catch. As I said, fishing for your mixed species, you just don't know what you're going to catch at night. Anyway, the bite's gone a bit quiet. It's funny, you know, you can put a gap in your burley trail of say 5 or 10 minutes and fish go off the bite. So anyway, I've just started throwing in consistent small handfuls in intervals of say 2 or 3 minutes, and hopefully they should come back in. Oh, here we go. Oh yes. Oh yes. Woo! Wow, look at that. Another snapper. I actually had a little bit of a snag. I managed to pull it just gently out of the snag, and bam, my rod tip just buckled over. As I was saying before, that keeping that burley trail consistent is very, very important. Not loads of burley, but liberally. If you liberally burley, which is too much, you just trickle it in, consistently burley. So don't burley periodically, burley up consistently with small amounts. A much better result. That way you've got an actual continuous burley trail. You see a lot of anglers and they throw in loads of burley and then don't burley for 10 or 20 minutes. Just imagine this big bunch of burley moving away and then there's nothing. But if you burley up consistently, there's a consistent trail, see? Look at that, beautiful. About 37, 38 centimetres of beautiful snapper. It appears like the fish have gone off the bite. You know, we're burling up. There might be a flurry that might come back through, but hey, look, I've had a good night, nevertheless, you know, so got to feed. Pretty happy about it. Anyway, a few more casts, call it a night. Good fish. Oh. 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 Oh, good fish. Look at a good snapper. Oh. Yes. Oh. 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 That's a good red, I think. Oh. I'd say similar size, or maybe even, look, let's say the same size as the first one. Oh yeah. Oh. This fish went harder. Look at that. How fantastic is that? This fish fought hard. It's smaller. It fought harder than my first fish. Fantastic. Just went bang! I love the hit of the snapper. It's fantastic. This fish went really hard. Very, very pleased. There you go. I'm going to get back out there because I've got to keep that burley going. Oh, no. There you go. Kelp fish. Day and night you catch them. Doesn't matter what time of the day. I was going, you know something? I was thinking 10 minutes ago, I haven't caught a kelp fish yet. Lo and behold, here we go. The beloved kelp fish. Anyway, back in the water that goes. Okay, a few more casts. Mate, I'm absolutely freaking stoked. I'm having a cracker of a night. Small king. Okay, it's released, but what a fight. 2 big trevally and those 3 snapper. Sensational fishing. You know, I got bitten off by a big tailer, like at least 2.5 kilo, pretty big tailer. But okay, I'll whack on the gang hooks. I got a big trevally. And then I got that decent snapper, that 50 centimetre snapper, that 49 to 50 centimetre snapper on the gangs. And no more tailer. So I've gone back to a single hook. And I haven't struck any tailer yet, hopefully not. Most of them do bite you off on a single hook, especially with a half hitch around your fish bait. Anyway, I'm back out there. Oh, I don't know what this is. It doesn't feel, not sure what this is. Doesn't feel like quality fish. Quick. So, you speak to some of the old guys, right, and they say go home fish, right? This is one of the go home fish. The eastern wirra. I mean, they're not about eating fish, but it's certainly not what I'm after. Yeah, so go home fish, eels, wirras, rock cod, or kelp fish, dog sharks. Yep. So a couple more casts. Tell you what, when you hook one of those things down deep, they can damage your line. So you've got to be very, very careful of that. So my line feels a tiny bit damaged. A lot of people that catch those fish, they sort of go, okay, I'm just going to throw back out again. It's only a wirra, it's only a rock cod. But they might have a slightly raspy mouth. So always check your knots. The line above your knot, make sure that the line's not damaged, because if you've got damaged line, you're going to lose your prize fish, you know. So, but you wouldn't think of it. You think, oh, okay, I've only hooked that. A wirra, rock cod. That's not going to damage the line. Think twice. Always check. There you go. Oh! Oh! Just one big walloping loon. Oh! Don't go. I might have got bitten off by something. The Roger just went, oh, God. Yeah, so no, I didn't get bitten off. I was actually, I thought I might have got bitten off. It was just a big walloping lean. The rod just loaded right up. Incredible, mate. Like, there was no bump, 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 and then the rod just loaded up. It was just one big, fast weight. Ugh. That was a good fish, dude. Oh, no, it didn't bite me off.
You didn't?
No, impossible. Yeah. I was going to make that my last cast. It's not my last cast now. For sure. Oh, here we go. Oh, bitten off. Now that was a tail. That was a tail. Bang. Okay, this time the last cast. Oh. Finally got a tailor. There you go. It bounced a bit, it didn't bounce. And then it rattled. I thought, oh, tailor. Look at that beautiful size tailor. They're actually my favourite eating size. So I'm going to call that a night now. What a bag of fish. Oh man, I'm so happy. So what a night. Fantastic. All these beautiful fish caught. Free snapper up to 50 centimetres. 2 trevally up to at least 1.5 kilos. Probably close to even 50 centimetres as well, or more, I'd say. Nice tailor. Bitten off by a few tailor. Missed a couple of fish here and there. Right, fantastic. Perfect conditions as well. So if you'd like to see more videos, please like, share and subscribe. And I'll have more coming. Have a great one.